Hey everybody, welcome back to the Alair Homes social media network. What are we going to call ourselves? We're not like CNN. We're like
AMN, Alair Media Network.
Alair News Network. Anyway,
It's
we'll
so
if
catchy.
you have any ideas,
Yeah,
comment.
Alair Information Media, AIM.
Aim. We aim to deliver. No, anyway, okay. Well, we're not here to ponder taglines. You may have watched our last video. We were talking about what's good to do at home right now, DIY, versus maybe what you should wait for a professional to help you with. And Paul's going to actually cover a few very simple, common things that most of us like to do at home. And if you are anything like me and you're inept in any way, shape, or form, these might be some really good tips for you. So we're not talking about big demolitions or anything like that today at your house. We're talking about simple, easy things while you're at home you might want to just take care of, brush up on, make your house feel a little bit more comfortable, or just get to something that you've been wanting to do for a while but you've put it off. So one thing that Paul was saying a lot of people actually ask about is how to hang your picture frames at home, which seems so simple to so many people, but not to people like me. I could barely hang those pictures up there behind me. So I could have used some tips and tools from Paul at that point. But Paul, walk us through this very common question that we get.
Yeah, well, there's a million different ways to hang it too. That's the thing is you can buy little kits that hang pictures, but when you get into something, even like the ones behind me here, they actually are pretty heavy. So just those little, the little picture frame hanging kits aren't going to be enough to hold these. So what I actually had to do is use like a plug and a screw system. So this can be the same type of system that you would use to hang a piece of art or hang a mirror or anything like even like the one you have above your mantle there. It probably required a wall plug and a screw. So I have with me, these are what they are. So they come in kits, and the reason they come in kits is because the plugs that they include, the plastic plugs, they fit specifically to the screws. So these two little guys go hand in hand. So what you're going to want for any type of DIY project, obviously, is to measure. You want to get the right spot. Now, if you've got a partner, significant other, husband, wife that lives with you, it's really good to get their opinion too, because what we'll talk on the next little bit is drywall repair. So when you've hung that picture or that mirror in the wrong spot, inevitably, you're going to have to patch it, repair it. So get a good measuring tape. Get something that's going to make sure you hang things in the right spot. So with the plugs and the measuring tape, you'll need something simple as a screwdriver. So if you don't want to go out and get the full kit, the 13, 48, 67 piece kit for
Like
your
my husband did. He got
yeah.
a great deal on Canadian Tire.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's on sale now. It's like 90% off. It's only, yeah. So you can get a good multi screwdriver. So these are pretty handy for any type of work around the house. They're good because they have all different screwdriver bits included right in the handle. So you can push out the next one, and whatever type of screw you have, you can probably find
Those were my favorite screwdrivers. It reminds me of my dad growing up
right.
when I was a little kid.
Everyone's dad had one, and there's a reason, because they're so handy. So that's a good thing to have. So you've got a good measuring tape. You've got the plugs. You can buy these, just about in every kind of shape and size from heavy duty to hang those kind of heavier shelf brackets, things like that, or the smaller, lighter gauge for pictures and mirrors and that kind of thing. So measuring tape, obviously really important. A good pencil to make sure you know exactly where you're going to drill those holes, and something as handy as a little level. So this is a 2-foot level. You can get them smaller 10, 12-inch levels. We call them torpedo levels. They're really good for hanging small pictures, things like that. But, use the measuring tape, measure down from the top of your frame to actually where the screw attachment is going to be in the back of the picture, right? So where you want the top of your frame to be, you actually have to measure down to where the actual screw is going to attach and hold. So
I made that
system, yeah,
that's how I got the top of the frame
heights.
like, yeah,
exactly. So once you've got the one, the best thing to do, if you're measuring off the ceiling or off the floor, that can give you different heights, because your floor or ceiling could be, depending on the age of your house or depending the, you know, whatever, a bunch of different factors. It's better to level off of the previous one, so you get them visually when you're looking at it. You're not going to see if it's a 1/4 inch difference off the floor, but you're going to notice if those two pictures side by side are a 1/4 inch off. So use the level, make your line across, and put the screws in the same height as per level. So really good, really simple, easy to do. If you're going to hang something that's heavier, like a mirror, maybe, you know, you've got those big 8-foot mirrors from IKEA or something, you're going to want to hit a stud or a framing, a 2x4 or 2x6 in the wall, right? That's going to be really important, because these little plugs, they're great, because when you actually put the screw into them, they have these little tabs that pop up and hold them from pulling out of the drywall. That's why they're so handy. But it's not going to hold something as heavy as a big mirror or a big, you know, wood frame or something like that. So you're going to want to hit what's called a stud or a 2x4 or 2x6 in the wall to actually attach that screw to. So there's a couple of different ways to find that. One is, you know, the best way is what this handy dandy thing is called, a stud finder. Now, I would use the classic joke, if the batteries were working in it, and like, beep, 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 yeah, it works. Yeah, but I won't do that. It's been done too many times. So by myself. So I've worn the battery out just doing that joke, I think. So these are really handy to do. So what they do is you put it up against the wall, you press the button, and whenever it comes to a vertical 2x4 or 2x6, it beeps. So that's where, you know, you make a mark on there. That's where you can attach that screw to. So if you don't have that,
Paul, if you don't, yeah, I know you're segueing into this, but I know where you're going, because I remember my dad doing this.
Okay.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yes.
On a wall. Knock, knock, knock. And he'd be listening.
The knock test, yeah.
I remember.
I think here. Yeah, exactly. You look like a lunatic walking around your house, knocking the walls. But that is a good method to do. Another really simple way is to find a electrical box in your wall, because you know when they attach that electrical box in the wall, it's either screwed to this side or to this side of a stud. So that's a really good way to tell where there is. And they're typically on spacing like 16 or 24 inches apart from each other. That's pretty conventional, common framing practice, between 16, 24 inches. So if you don't have any of that, you got a big blank wall, no electrical outlets, a little trick that I use, and this is getting a little bit more technical, but I like to take a light. So you can turn the lights off in your house, take a light, like even the flashlight on your camera, or sorry, the flashlight on your phone, and you shine it down the wall to create a shadow, because you'll see sometimes that little screw indent in the wall that you may not have seen with your standard eye with the lights on. So if you can put that light along kind of the vertical plane of the wall and create a bit of a shadow, you'll see differences in texture of the drywall, and you can quite often find a screw pop or that screw head where they've screwed on that vertical stud. So that's another good way to find one at kind of last ditch effort.
That is a good and unique and new tip that probably many of us have never heard of before. I think we can relate to stud finders and knocking on the wall. It's a good one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's another good way to do it.
You have a lot more tips, and we have some time right now, obviously. We definitely want to bring you more tips, tricks, tools, advice for things that you want to be working on at home right now. If you would like to hear anything specific from Team Alair in terms of how we can help you with some of those simple home improvement projects right now, please reach out, leave us a comment, and maybe one of the next videos will help you out. So thanks for tuning in. Safety first, no matter what.
Always wear your safety gear.
Thanks, Paul, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks.